Hey, this is Joe from Digital Phantom, and today we're going to show you how to create a similar effect to what you see on the screen. We're going to create a radar look in Inkscape. By the way, for those of you who have noticed, I got a new logo. Yeah, this is my new logo. In my previous video, I showed it, and that's the new URL. You can access the website in that URL, although it's still gonna redirect you to the old URL, which is thephantom.com. But from now on, you can use this URL, digitalphantom.net. So let's get started. So we're gonna create something similar to this, and we're gonna use the map that we created several tutorials ago. Yeah, the vector map. So if you don't have it, anyways, I'll put the link on the description to download it, or so you can recreate it. So here we have a blank document in Inkscape. So I'm just gonna resize it, and I'm gonna put document properties, and I'm gonna resize it to 744 by 744. So it doesn't really matter, that's just the size I chose, but you can put any size you want. So now that we have that, let's get a square on the screen. Okay, of course 744 by 744, and then x position 0, y position 0, so it's on the center. Have the opacity here to 40%, but I'm gonna put 100%. Okay, so now let's do another thing. Let's get a circle, and let's lock this so it scales. It gives the ratio of scaling, so 744, and then it automatically puts 744 there. So now let's change the background of this to any color. It really doesn't matter, and let's put this one at 0 and then 0. Now let's duplicate this. Let's select the circle and click Control D, or otherwise you could go edit, copy and paste, or duplicate down here. Just click on duplicate, and it's the same thing as clicking Control D. So now click the first circle and change the background color to anything else so you can see it, and then let's do that. By the way, you do this by clicking Control Shift and then scaling it down. Okay, so I like that. So now select the red one and select the blue, kind of bluish red, bluish, yeah, select the bluish circle, and then click Control and minus, or you could also go to path and then select difference, and it will do the same thing, but that's control and the key minus. So you have that. Now let's duplicate it. Again, Control D, Control plus the letter D, and scale it down. Let's do it again. Control D. Okay, and let's do it one more time. Control D. Okay, perfect. Now select all those circles and then click Control plus, and it will merge all those together. It will make a union. It's the same thing as going here and then Control plus union. So I'm just doing it a little bit faster with the shortcut. Now I'm gonna change this to a dark green, and I'm gonna do a vertical rectangle. The width is gonna be 2. Oh, sorry. Yeah, the width is gonna be 2, but I also had this lock aspect ratio here, and then the height is gonna be 744, the height of the canvas. And then I'm gonna select all this, and then I'm gonna go here to align and distribute, and you get a pop-up like this, and then you click center, and then you click align to top edges, and then you click center again. So now it's in the middle. It's right in the middle. So now click Control D with that rectangle selected, and then click here to rotate it 90 degrees clockwise. Okay, click those two rectangles and click Control plus, and you will unite them, or yeah, you unite them, make a union out of those. Now select it again and click Control D, and then click this rotate arrow here, and then press Control so you have it locked every, in my case it's every 5 degrees I think, and then do it until you have it like that you have around 45 degrees. So now you have that. Okay, that looks good. Now click that, click this, and then click the other circles and click Control plus. Now you have that as a unique shape. Now let's import the map that we have already. Import, it's this one, map.svg. Okay, we've got the map. Okay, that's good. Oh, I clicked saved, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so now that you have the map, I'm just gonna scale I'm gonna scale the map a little bit. Okay, I think like that it looks good. Yeah, it looks good like that for me. So now I'm gonna click I'm gonna create another circle, and it's gonna be, let's lock this aspect ratio and then 744, and it automatically 744 is 744, so 0. And then I'll click this circle, this green circle here, and then click the map, and then click Control minus. Oh, sorry, it's not Control minus. Go back here, edit, undo difference, and then do it again, and then Control and asterisk. Okay, perfect. It's just like clicking object here, path, and then intersection. Okay, that looks good. Now let's select this background to green. Okay, looks good too. Now let's do something else. Let's do that. Let's create a square, and then that square is gonna be 5 pixels, so it's gonna be really small. So you go in there and you create you duplicate this square, and the width is gonna be 1. Oh, sorry, 1. No, really 2. No, sorry, 1. It's gonna be 1. You're gonna put it let's put a yellow, and then let's try to put it next to it. Let's do it again. Let's put that one next to it. Do it again, rotate it 90 degrees clockwise or counterclockwise, however you want. Okay, put it there, and then duplicate it, and then put it over here. So now what you do is select all those, click Control plus, then when you make a union out of those, and then select white background, and then put 0 in the opacity, click enter, and then click the center square. Make sure you don't deselect this, because otherwise you won't be able to select it again, and then click Control G to group them. So now that you have that group selected, remember Control plus the letter G to group that. So now just click this lock aspect ratio, and then click the width is going to be 5, or better yet 4. Okay, that looks good. And then you're gonna select that, and then click on object, then pattern, and then objects to pattern. Okay, that looks good. Now select this map, and then go ahead and let's see, yeah, select this, and then click here on the background. Select the background for that map, and then go in here to the pattern, and you would select the last pattern that you created. In that case, it's the pattern that we created, so it looks good. Okay, let's put this black. Okay, now it's starting to come to life. Now let's get this, and let's do a light small circle in the middle. Alright, increase the opacity to 100%, and let's put this as a brighter green, and the width is gonna be 5. Okay, now select that that green thing, and then select any other thing here, and then you center those using the align and distribute here, and you'll center that horizontally. Sorry, you'll center horizontally and vertically. That's perfect, but that's too small, so let's put 10. Okay, perfect. Now let's do it again. You have to realign it horizontally and vertically. You know what? It's still too small. 12. Go ahead and horizontally and vertically. Okay, now you have that. Let's create a rectangle. The width is gonna be 5. That's good. The height is gonna be, let's put 600, and you'll see why in a bit. So now select that and select the outer square, and then align and distribute, and to center and to center. Now select that rectangle and put let's see, and the height is gonna be 300, just half of what it was before. Now click this and click the zoom in, click that and click the center circle, then click Control plus to unite those. Now what we're gonna do, let's come in here and move the anchor point. If you see, when you select it, you select it once, you click it once, and then you got the anchor point there. Move the anchor point to the center of the circle. Okay, now we're gonna move that to the center of the circle. Looks about right there. And now once you rotate it, you rotate around that pivot point, and that looks good right there. I think I'm gonna put the size of it, sorry, and that looks good right there. And let's maybe scale it a little bit down, like about right there. That's good. So now let's take this. What is it? Oh, let's take the pen, and then click here, and then click here, and then you have that. Now let's click anywhere down here, then up, and then close that shape. Once you have that shape closed, fill it with this green, with this bright green, and then let's take the gradient down here. If you don't have it on the screen, just select there, and then you have gradient there, and then click from here to here. It looks good. Let's put this here, but this gradient is not applying the right gradient. Let's fill stroke here, and then stroke, no stroke, and then the gradient. You have the gradient right there. Oh, wait. There we go. Okay, let's do something went wrong here. There is no gradient, there's no stroke, and there is a gradient. So let's click edit. Oh, it's 0. Okay, right there looks good. It looks good right there. It looks good. So now let's do something. Now let's create another circle, and let's put as a red to differentiate the color, and then let's center that. Let's close this, that we don't need it, and then align and distribute. Center horizontally, center vertically. Now let's increase the size of this until this covers, until this almost reaches the end of this area here. So let's see. And by the way, click Control Shift in order to scale it proportionally and around the center, that center pivot point. And it looks right. It looks kind of right. So now let's select that, keep that selected, and then select the other shape that we created, and then click Control plus asterisk, Control and the key asterisk. Now yeah, they have that. Okay, looks good, but not what we want. Kind of like that. Okay, looks kind of good. So let's continue on. Now you saw this effect here that it has the little target and stuff like that. So now let's create that. Okay, so create a circle and then duplicate it, put a white background, and then scale it a little bit down like that. Then click the inside circle and the outside circle and click Control minus, Control and the key minus. Okay, now that you have that, let's draw a shape like this and like that. So now what you do, it's go to path, stroke to path, then path, link offset, and then offset it like that. And that's too wide, a little bit. Now click Control Shift Z as in cowboy, Control Shift Z as in cowboy. Now you have that converted to a shape. Let's do it red again, and then go ahead and take the font, the text tool, and type target, and then put the background as red and make that big, kind of like that. And then of course we have to do something else because we just don't want the target. So duplicate that, select all of that, duplicate it, Control D. Oh, what happened? I've selected the middle one. I don't need that. So delete this, and then again Control D, duplicate it, and then take this, flip it horizontally to change it a bit. Now take this, move it down here, and let's change the text to a certain point. Let's put something that looks cool. X11GH. So that's an important point in our radar. Now let's change that background to a green. Let's take that, group it, Control G, and duplicate it. And let's see. Let's put this from B at Z55. Okay, that's another point. We really have no idea what is that, but doesn't matter. Just to make it look cool. Now let's take that, take this, take that, and scale it down even more. I think that like that looks good. Looks good. It looks interesting. Yeah. So now let's take this one. This one and this one have almost the same size. So let's click this log aspect ratio, and the height is gonna be 30 pixels. Oh, it's too small. 100. Oh, that's the height, but this is gonna be sorry, it's gonna be 40 pixels the height. Yeah, it looks good. And this one, the height is gonna be 40 pixels too. So now let's take that and put it somewhere. Let's see, height in reality, let's put 30 pixels. 30 pixels, because that one is 30 pixels, so we don't want to subtract attention from that. And make sure you select that just to doesn't happen what happened to me right now, just now, that I moved the map instead of that. Then let's click here and put this on there. So now you have two reference points that probably looks good, or it looks nice, or something like that, however you want. So now again, let's do another circle. This is a set of circles here, and then put height, the width 744, and then X and Y 0 to put it right in the middle. Now let's take this, duplicate it, change the background to pink, and then scale it up. Let's put it somewhere like that. Scale it even more, like around right there, and then click the pink one and the green one, and click Control minus. Okay, so now let's put this white, and let's put the opacity to maybe 20%. Okay, that looks good. So now select, go ahead and select the gradient again, and select that, and then put it from here. Okay, looks good. Yeah, it looks good. So now go ahead and do another thing. Okay, I think it looks good, and I think we have accomplished what we wanted. So now let's do something again. Let's do another circle, and then increase this opacity to 100%, and then with 744, and then of course Y0, and then X0 and Y0. Now let's put this all the way to the end, and let's click all these things. Of course, and let's click that, select where. Let's click Control C and take this white and put it pink. You don't like pink, just put it dark red. Now click Control, select all this, and click Control G. Now go ahead and take this and put it in 0, 0, and then select everything, and then go to Object, Clip, Set. Okay, so now you have that clipped. Now you just have a square. By the way, this thing right here, I think it's not good there. Now it's good. Not yet. Should actually have done this before, but that looks good around there. So now that I have this radar screen, it looks good. So you have it right there. So if you like this tutorial or any of my other tutorials, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel to get updates and be the first to watch my new videos. And remember to follow me on Twitter at Digital Phantom. Also go to my Facebook page, and so you get in contact with us. Remember, if you like any of these tutorials, just subscribe to my channel, and remember, thumbs up or thumbs down if you don't like those tutorials, and comments if you want me to make something else and change my style or do something. Alright, see you next time with another tutorial.